With the PlayStation 5 coming in November, you would almost forget that we're still getting that free Ghosts of Tsushima Legends multiplayer mode that looks very promising in the short trailer they released. And now we got the Sushi Squire on YouTube with new images of the mode's UI and enemies. So in this video I want to go over them and talk about all the interesting details that we found. So a like on the video would really help the channel out, and let's go. A quick reminder that I'm currently doing a September giveaway for a 2020 game of your choice on your platform of choice, and you can enter via the link in the pinned comment for a chance to win. And be sure you are a subscriber of the channel before you enter, and good luck. So these Ghost of Tsushima Legends images come from the Art of Ghost of Tsushima hardcover book that is out in some countries already, not here in the Netherlands sadly. So I'll be using the images from the Sushi Squire, and you find a link to that channel in the video description, so totally check it out if you want to see those images back to back. So I want to start with the thing that caught my eye the most, and that is weirdly enough the menu, because that just gives us a great idea of what we can expect from this mode that almost kind of looks like its own separate game. You would think that you access the Legends mode from the regular Ghost of Tsushima menu and then get to the separate Legends menu they made. It says play online, so in the 2-player or the 4-player co-op that is available, and you can actually already invite players who will then appear in the menu. On the next page we see an upgraded menu, and is likely closer to what it will look like when it finally releases later this year. Although of course everything is still work in progress in this art book, I still think it gives a good idea of what we can expect though. This already looks way more visually appealing with the bigger buttons, and one thing that stands out to me here is that it seems like we can have multiple of the same characters in one match. There are 4 classes we can pick from: the Samurai, Hunter, Ronin or Assassin, and seems like we got 2 Hunters here that have the special ability with the bow. 1 Samurai in the middle and a Ronin to the side there on the right. And this player also seems to have the highest power level, or whatever they will call it. The mission they are about to go on is called Twin Hearts, with likely the indicated difficulty being 46, with 2 of the team members being around that. The Katana Master being 52, and Honor Hound the highest with 139. Something that is also indicated with the blue color and the arrow up. And there seem to be many resources we can get. Of course, we got the play now, social, a news button. Maybe you can find like the recent updates to the game by going to that button, indicating that they might support it with multiple patches after the release. We already know that the 4-player raid will arrive shortly after the launch of the mode, sending us to an entirely new realm to challenge a brutal, terrifying enemy. But also interesting are the tabs here that says Storyteller. I think that is what we're looking at here, so mission select kinda. Character likely lets you take a look at the different classes and maybe where you can customize them as well. We're already seeing different outfits here compared to the trailer, so I'm really curious how many armor pieces we can collect for each class. We see crafting, like that should be pretty interesting if that's still in the mode when it releases. Maybe it's more than the charms that we of course saw in Ghost of Tsushima. And feats will be the objectives that we can complete. Maybe they will do some daily or weekly stuff that we normally see with multiplayer modes. And then you got help, that of course speaks for itself. We can also find text in this art book that explains more about Legends, in particular about the Storyteller that will maybe narrate the 2-player co-op mode. So it says that he is a traveler who gathers things throughout his adventures. He's joined by animals to show his connection to nature, a mask covering his face, transforming him as he weaves his stories. So yeah, high chance that we will be playing his stories, and maybe that also explains the mythical nature of this Legends mode. And here we see him wear the mask with the fox, pretty cool. And we also see him in this monk outfit with different elements around him, so curious how that will play out. But as I noted before, a writer on Assassin's Creed Odyssey mostly worked on this mode during his time at the studio, so that indicates that there should be quite a lot of narrative in these 2-player stories story-focused missions, and hopefully they will have some cool twists and turns as well. The 4-player co-op mode will have us fight waves of enemies, and the before mentioned raid will then come at some point. And we actually also got to look at a lot of different enemies we can expect to encounter. Like, we should be fighting groups of the toughest enemies Tsushima has to offer, including new Oni enemies with supernatural abilities. So yes, there will totally be Mongols in this mode, and we actually got an image of that as well, with some, I think, captain or warlord type of enemies with a weird purple glow. But we also got Oni versions of the familiar Mongol archetypes, like we got the Oni Shieldman and the Brute next to it. I think the stances will be back, looking at the short gameplay they revealed in the trailer, but not sure if every class will have them available, although you would think so, right? And we also see an archer here and a Tengu, so maybe a new Oni type of enemy. Looks like a sort of annoying trickster or something. And then the bigger image is for the warlord. That looks awesome with the massive horns. And I think they teased that creature already at the start of the Legends trailer. I first thought, hey, maybe that is the raid boss, but now seems like a more regular enemy. Now we got another boss that could be it. The art book namely shows the EO boss. That looks pretty awesome indeed. A sword dancer from the looks of it. And we see phase 1 here with an awesome outfit. And then the next page shows EO phase 2. Likely implying that the boss has a second phase that we enter at a certain point during the fight, where it will likely change from the warrior to this creature. And seems like this boss also has some apprentices, because we can also expect enemies called the Disciple, that of course means scholar, follower or apprentice. And they also look quite similar, so maybe during the raid we will also encounter these type of enemies. They seem quite different from the Oni enemies, and we'll be using a katana against us. Bring it on! Like, this mode looks pretty huge for a free DLC add-on for everyone who owns the game already. And all you need is PlayStation Plus, and they already confirmed that there will be no microtransactions. You see some other shots from the art book here. Again, I will link to the video from the Sushi Squire in the video description for if you want to see all the art again. And of course, subscribe for everything on Ghosts of Tsushima if you haven't already. If we get a new game plus mode, hopefully I will let you know here, or more info about the Legends modes. A like on the video would really help the channel out. And of course, at the end of every Ghosts of Tsushima video, I want to highlight some of the pictures that you send me via the input@JorRaptor.com email address, or by following me on Twitter @JorRaptor and sharing your shots with the hashtag #YorOfTsushima. And I really can't wait to see pictures from the Legends mode, but now we already got some cool shots. This one is from Koda with the sun in the distance. I really love the filter, and Jin standing on the mountain, the camera turned a bit, really cool. 1K Gaming got a similar shot, but with the flower field and some smoke that seems to come from the sun, really nice. And I also really like this shot from Michael Spider-Bro, with the blurry background and just the silhouette of Jin's head with some awesome teeth from the ghost mask. Okay, damn, Mindy Bindy, this one looks like art. It's also a similar shot than the two previous photos we already saw, but the details in this one are insane, and I love how the tower is like sticking above the trees. Really, really cool. Again, share your shots if you have them, and then I could maybe also highlight them on my Instagram @JorRaptor. And it would be awesome if you could leave a like, subscribe for more, and check out my previous video on the amazing games we can expect in 2021. For now though, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.